Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year, everyone. I am back. I needed to take a little break, a little breather. I hope that everyone had a really nice holiday season. And if anyone's new to my channel, welcome. My name's Elizabeth. I am a medium, divine channeler, remote spirit extractor specialist, white witch, divine alchemist, and I also happen to be a divine feminine on the path of ascension. So this channel is really bringing together the magical path as well as the ascension path. So it's where the magical and the ascension come together. And it's really such a joy to be here, and I appreciate each and every one of you who have subscribed to the channel. And these messages are going to be for the month of January, a magical month of January. And with the energies this month, it really relates to the stone obsidian. And this one happens to have the word power on it because we are going to be exploring some of the ways in which this type of energy is really going to help us with really bringing our energies into a more stable kind of place, a more grounded place. Now, all the black stones are very grounding. And I took the time to really meditate with obsidian to just see what it said to me and what the energies of January really had to bring. And what I discovered is that when I held obsidian and when I tuned into the January energies, it was very much about really finding peace in the unknown. And I know for the unknown, people are usually very afraid of the unknown, the mysterious, right? It's scary. We want to know what happens. We want to know where we're going, where we're headed. We want to know the answers. And sometimes, when we're not really tuning in enough to what's happening in the present, what's really happening inside of our bodies, really tuning into our breath, we get very stressed. We tend to get anxiety. Right? It's a really frightening thing because we're so programmed to want to understand what's going to happen, having expectations. And when I held on to the obsidian, it really was telling me that you don't need to expect. You do not need to project into the future. You don't need to force anything. You can just be in the now. You just be the center. Understanding that in this present moment, it's all that you require. Everything is, like I usually say in this channel, and if you're new, you're hearing this for the first time, whatever you're going through, you're growing through. And we don't want to skip, we don't want to rush anything. And the obsidian really just takes us into this balanced state, into this stillness. And if you meditate with the obsidian in the dark by candlelight, it's a great idea to do that. It really just teaches you to just focus in on just being, and that there is a power in that. That when we let go of emotions, obsidian teaches us to let go of emotions that no longer serve us, letting go of the past, of the burdens, of the baggage, to just let go and just be. And just allow for the magic to take place, for the unfolding. When we surrender, because that's the word, when we surrender, and this is a big one, when we surrender our fears, we surrender staying very attached. Attachment is a really big thing, especially if you're on the ascension journey. Really, we are learning to clear out, of course, programs and beliefs and thought patterns that don't serve us, but we are truly learning how to detach and stay very neutral, and obsidian helps us to do that. It helps us to stay very open to our breath, open to our physical body, open to our experiencing, just allowing. And we are currently in the Mercury retrograde, so Mercury retrograde, of course, is very tricky, right? Because Mercury retrograde is really just saying, okay, we have to go back. We have to go back and we have to revisit some parts of us, some layers of us, which have been blocking us, which have been limiting us. And a lot of times in Mercury retrograde, you feel like, oh, I've been here before, right? I've cleared these things before. I've been over this ground many, many times before, and I'm very frustrated that it's coming up again. But Mercury retrograde does give us a really great opportunity to be able to go back and to clean up some of those things. And while we're doing that, we want to be very present with our experiences. We want to be present with our emotions. Obsidian helps us to stay safe. It's a very protective stone. The black stones are always very protective. So can we stay detached, be neutral, be in the now, and be safe at the same time? Obsidian teaches that we can do that. We can do that. And these January energies are really going to help reinforce that. So it's a really, really beautiful thing. And I really encourage you if you haven't picked up an obsidian stone, or maybe the crystals and stones are new to you, or maybe you have been practicing magic for a while, you've been spiritual for a while, and you've been collecting stones, and maybe you haven't taken the time to just sit with obsidian or carry obsidian and see what happens. I really do encourage people to don't be so quick to look up the meanings of stones and crystals and things like that, because I really feel like we can learn so much more by just working with it and see what we receive, see what we intuitively get, see how it shifts our reality inward and outward, and just take note of that. Even keep a journal, even write some things down, I think is really helpful, rather than just jump to looking up the definition, looking up the meaning. I really feel like it kind of contaminates the whole process. We want to just learn for ourselves, right? Because someone had to meditate with a crystal or stone to be able to write the book, right? I'd find it out. So see what these crystals have to give to you individually. Also, I got for the magical month of January for oils. If you work with oils, if you love essential oils, like I do, vetiver is one that's going to be extremely helpful. Vetiver belongs to the planet Venus. It's the element of earth. And it's a really great oil if you're going through emotional upheaval. And as we know, when we're going back for things, we can go through that upheaval. And it's really important, of course, to, like we said, center yourself, balance yourself, ground yourself. But if you are finding that you are emotionally erratic, you can use that extra grounding, that extra earthing, that rooting. Vetiver is going to be a great oil. It's also great for prosperity. This is a new beginning, guys. This is a new beginning. And the sense that I got is that of the cauldron. When you think of the cauldron connected to the crone, you think of rebirth. The new year gives us a chance to do that, right? To start over again. But think of the womb, and you think of the cauldron. It's dark, right? We don't know what's happening, right? Everything is just dark. It's a brand new spark of life, a brand new beginning that's happening there. That's going to be coming about. And when you're in the womb, that new beginning, right? It gives us a chance to just cultivate all types of different powers and cultivate all types of things that we need, and then we get to start again, and we get to have that growth and that movement out in the physical world. But before we can have that, it's the darkness of the womb, and it's feeling safe and it's feeling secure in that. So I'm really getting that for the January energies very strongly. That it is a new beginning, of course, a very exciting time. It's a time where we're able to really gather a lot of power in. We also are getting a lot of very, very high level codes, guys. We are really getting these, what I received as Holy Grail codings. And the Holy Grail codings, and listen up, and this has to do if you are on the Ascension path, if you're connected to a twin flame counterpart, because this channel has it all. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I am also serving twin flames. I am also serving anyone who is on a spiritual awakening, anyone who's in the magical community. I'm here for all of that. As far as the Ascension codes, I'm getting like the Holy Grail codes, really opening up the heart, activating the heart very, very strongly. These energies are really helping us to be open to not only giving love, but receiving love. And I'm getting also strongly to that if you have been hurt in the past, if you have been really wounded and your guard has been really up, right? You've been very, very guarded because of all the hurt and all the pain. You're still holding on to these things. These codes that are coming in, right? Very strong solstice energy, Mercury retrograde, the moons, all of that. I'm really getting January is going to help to open up that heart space, really help to balance the inner masculine and inner feminine. If there are wounds that are associated with the feminine energy, your own feminine energy, I mean, you're going to be made a lot more aware of that. Okay? And it's really going to help you to speak your truth, to really stand up for your beliefs, to really express yourself. So it's really important as we're going through this really huge, huge shift right now that we are grounded. That's why obsidian energy really does make sense for January, because we want to stay as rooted as we can as we're going through this huge heart opening. And it's also doing a lot for when we're grounding to help our masculine energy, our own inner masculine energy, so that way we can then take action when the time is right, take action with truth, without masks, do it with confidence, to really be ourselves, to really just be within our power in that way as we ground our energies, right? We're healing that feminine energy. We're then able to be within that fire energy, that power, and just move ahead in our strength, really being in our convictions, really being there in our truth, and really being there for others. So being grounded is something that is just so, so, so important as we're going through these changes for January. I have to say, you know, the big message here is also, and if you are a twin flame, I'm getting this strongly, is keeping the faith about this. I know it's so difficult as we go through these processes, and there is back and forth and up and down, and things look very different in the physical world sometimes, right, when we're going through the twin flame journey. But everything is possible is the message that I'm getting. To have faith that everything that's happening here to balance your own inner masculine and feminine, and also bring that balance between you and your partner, it's happening, and it's making everything possible. So don't shut the door. Don't shut the door on it, but at the same time, stay very detached and very neutral and very grounded as you go through these processes. And the things that are coming up, perhaps if you work with obsidian, this will help you to realize the emotions and realize the wounds that you've been carrying around. The obsidian stone will really help you in that emotional way, to become aware of, you know, these emotions that are out of balance, and to really be there with those emotions without resisting them, really going through them and going through that process of, okay, what types of beliefs, what types of programming, what am I carrying around that's dragging me down? What am I carrying around? Is it resentment? Is it anger? Is it shame or regret? Is it feeling like a victim? Is it feeling trapped or stuck? Is it feeling just as though you are not able to be prosperous? Is that limited prosperous consciousness? That lack of consciousness? Because I do get that with this moon, with the full moon that we just had in Cancer, lots of emotions, lots and lots of emotions coming up, right, for us to be with. But it's also a very prosperous moon. It's a time of abundance. But how can we really be in that flow of abundance? How can we attract that abundance if we're still holding on to old programs that are of lack? So as we are grounding, as we are centering, as we are listening, as we are staying in the flow, as we are embracing stillness and the womb, the clarity comes. I can't stress that enough. And I definitely can tell you from experience that when we're in this anxiety and when we're worried about things, or we're from one thought to another, or from one thing to another, and we don't take that time to just be and be in that stillness, and really just be open to what's happening inside, then the clarity doesn't come. We're often in confusion, we are in desperation, and things just get all thrown off. So it's going to be so important this month to be centered because so many things are happening, so much shifting going on within us and also just playing out on Gaia, right? Huge, huge activation shifts. I really get this Holy Grail kind of coding. And it's really just so important to find your footing and allow that clarity in. I know that's a little tough with Mercury retrograde sometimes, so it's going to take a little bit more of your effort to just be still. And another thing I'm getting for January is if you're feeling unmotivated, if you're feeling as if, I just don't feel like doing anything, I just don't feel like giving, I just don't feel like anything. Embrace what it is that you're feeling. There are times for action and then there are times for reflection and repose. And I do get that January's energies are that time for more of a reflection and repose. Okay? You need that for the next stage to come. So there is definitely, a way to all of this is processes, right, for all of this. So just listen, tune into where you are, okay, because it's going to serve you best when you do that. I am here for you, theparanormalpriestess.com. If you are new, I offer readings. So if you are someone who is spiritual, waking up, confused, feeling like you're at a crossroads, not really sure where you're meant to be in your life, what's your life purpose, I'm here for that. If you are a twin flame, you're not sure about your path, you're not sure about how to work with some of the pain that's coming up, the shadow work that's coming up, I'm here for all of that. The readings that I do are without tarot cards or oracle cards. I love them. I just don't use them in my readings. Everything is straight mediumship and channeling, very direct information coming through. I am here for you, theparanormalpriestess.com. I'm also someone who is an extractor specialist. I have been taking a break with this. I'm still connecting with my team to see where I'm going to pick up with this. I just have to check in with that. I know there's so much that's going on right now in terms of energy. I'm a light language practitioner. This is something that can really help you if you are struggling and you're looking for a healing modality that's going to help to activate you very strongly, open you up with transmission codes, rebalance your energy, redirect the flow, help you with your abilities, help you with awareness, help you with your shadow work too. I mean, it's very powerful sessions, and I know I've just upgraded with the light language ability, so I've even done some clearing work in my light language sessions. So it's a great session to consider, and I often recommend that if you do have a reading, that it would be just so great if you can do it to follow up with the light language. They really do work together. So thank you so much for joining me today, and please remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings to all of you. Very happy, healthy, magical new year, and I will see you all soon. Take care.